Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Millen, joined by Brian Thornton and Josh Burns.
That's the wrong order.
Yeah, I did the wrong order on purpose.
Hola, me llamo Brian. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
I didn't. I don't know what. I don't know what to do out of order.
All right, there was. Listen, we took the week off last week to kind of go over what was going on with Comic-Con, kind of digest what was happening. But man, there were some other things that fell through the cracks last couple weeks that we just needed to go ahead and jump into.
We didn't take the week off.
Well, like in the sense of like I pocketed some things and said, "Oh, we'll save that for later." That'll be next week.
I don't think we took the week off, but okay.
Okay, all right. I understand.
We definitely didn't phone it in.
I'll say that. That's also
Speak for yourself, sir.
we always show up for the people.
Oh,
Oh, god damn it! I knew that was the gateway. I knew it was the
Oh,
gateway.
yes, CJ, you cannot say my pocketed phrase without me showing up.
You're only using one hand. I don't understand that. It's the two-hand taco, the prayer approach. That
I was trying something new.
it's not.
Didn't seem to work.
It's not working for you, Bane. Because you're not covering the nose either. So
Yeah, well, I do not need to cover my nose all the time.
I say, if we put this to a vote, this is bad Bane right here.
It's not good, Bane.
It's not good Bane.
Yeah, CJ.
But you know why? It's very apropos that you showed up, Bane,
It's
because
better, CJ.
see, this is better.
I
That's
was
the right
wondering
way.
what would break first.
Does everyone hear the difference? I hope you hear the difference.
Yes, the difference between the hand cupping. It's very astute, CJ.
This is literally why I tell people,
I
if
see
this
that
is
you
your...
found my imposters, CJ. Well done.
This is why I tell people, if this is your first episode, go to intro.thatkindofnerd.com. This way you can kind of get a little bit of these inside jokes that go on, like Bane returning, and you can ease your way into this conversation.
Bane suggests you start on episode 152. Bane does not know what episode this is, but I'm sure it's delightful.
Does Bane refer to himself in the third person?
He does now.
Bane does whatever he feels like.
By the way, just for reference, I do know episode 152 is cord cutting, Samsung, superhero fatigue, and Deadpool 2. So enjoy that episode.
You merely adopted the third person.
It was part of. So let's get into the world of comics, how it's affecting TV, how it's affecting movies, in a segment that we call Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
Starting with this, Josh Burns, you are a frequent flyer, sir.
Yes, I am indeed.
And I'm sure that you've seen a bajillion and a half airplane safety videos.
I have, indeed.
And they are loaded with a few things. Obviously, some helpful information as put your air mask on before helping others around you, because you will pass out. Some kind of celebrity cameo and someone always trying to make a joke. Well, I think it's hit a peak at one point here. Turkish Airlines has included the Lego franchise, the Lego movies, Lego Batman and the Lego movies, all into their wonderful airplane safety video.
This was wonderful.
It was delightful. No, it was delightful.
It made me want to fly Turkish Airlines. I don't know where they fly to.
I'm assuming Turkey?
Them. I'm assuming Turkey.
It would be the logic of the Turkish Airlines. They should fly there. But it was very nice. It was refreshing, and I watched it more than once. I'll say that. I wasn't even on a plane. I watched it more than once.
It was pretty amusing. Not gonna lie, pretty amusing.
That video is awesome.
There's two things though. Number one, it's no coincidence that this is coming, because they are going to return to the green. Oh wow, they're going to return to the big screen on February 8th of 2019. So like it's time to like start some hype again. But the second thing I noticed were that wasn't Chris Pratt.
No, it was not at all.
Banks, right?
Nope.
No, none of those. No,
Yeah, it wasn't Will Arnett. Right? No, none of them.
Very good impersonators.
Whoever did the Batman really did sound like Will Arnett.
Well, it's not hard to be gravelly and.
Really? It's not? Please, sir. I would love to hear.
Oh, I'm
your
not.
Lego
I'm not a
Batman.
voiceover guy. I can't.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that guy. But like, I'm sure you could figure it out.
Give me some time.
That's exactly what I'm fucking saying. I just said it's not that hard. You could figure it out.
Okay. So listen, I highly recommend you go to the show notes and go check this out. It's definitely worth watching. You'll get a nice chuckle out of it.
Really? Really?
But listen, the real thing I wanted.
now.
The really the one thing I really do want to talk about in Cape Talk was an article that Brian found, which man, this article spoke true.
So let me preface this a little bit, because this week we got the Venom trailer that they showed at Comic-Con. I forget when, like 3 days ago we got it.
Yeah, sure.
And we're gonna get to our thoughts in a second, I'm sure, because I have many.
Yes.
But I found this article, and the headline says, "Trailer, Venom looks like a remake of Catwoman and other red flags." And I said, listen, Forbes, I don't know what shoddy journalism this is, but I wasn't happy with the trailer, but it's not like Catwoman. And then I read
it does not have a sexy Halle Berry in it, for sure.
It does not have a sexy Halle Berry in it. But here's what it does have. In the first 2 paragraphs, my brain just melted. And I'm going to read them to you real fast, if that's okay.
Please.
Okay, so.
Oh, yes, I love being read to. Let's do this.
So, the second paragraph of this article describes the Catwoman movie, being as it was released 14 weeks ago. 14 years ago. It was about a young woman who discovers evidence of corporate malfeasance, gets chased out of the building in a scenario that leads her to apparent death and revival via cats. Sans any reference to Batman
like 80
or Gotham
cats
City.
bit her until she came back to life.
Right.
Yep.
Sans any reference to Batman or Gotham City, Patience Phillips indulges herself in her inner id in the form of a new feline vigilante identity while romancing a cop with a business interest in Patience and a business interest in Catwoman. She eventually saves the day from the diabolical doings of Sharon Stone's cosmetic company. This film, i.e. Venom, at a glance seems to concern a disgraced journalist, Eddie Brock, who uncovers evidence of corporate malfeasance, gets chased out of a building, and then gets infected by a symbiote from the evil company that allows him to indulge his dark side to become an avenging anti-hero.
Yeah.
It's the same movie.
I was with you on like who the hell and Forbes like got that, and then I read it too. It was like, oh,
I don't know if
right.
I just like have that much love for the character of Venom, or I just did not remember the Catwoman remake.
You
at all.
just didn't remember the Catwoman remake. The other thing I found too was the Twitter account that had put googly eyes on Venom.
Yeah, I saw
and that was all I see.
What was it? A remake of Catwoman? Did Eartha Kitt do a movie?
No. I misspoke. It was just a Catwoman movie.
I mean, it wasn't good.
It was bad.
I don't remember much of it. I didn't remember Sharon Stone was in it for sure.
Yeah, she's the bad girl.
I didn't.
With special makeup that makes her skin unbreakable. I remember that part.
Okay,
Jesus,
so like
that's stupid.
okay, that's very strange. Tom Hardy, clearly a bigger actor than Halle Berry ever was, even at her peak. So
I disagree with you.
Come on.
She's an Oscar winner. She's in like a gajillion things, especially in that.
She's an Oscar winner for the crappy movie with Billy Bob Thornton.
Who cares about whether or not it was crappy? She won an Oscar.
It's still crappy. It was a crappy
And she was
movie.
huge
She was an
in
Oscar winner for an
2004.
anal sex scene, essentially.
She was huge in 2004.
I normally am with you, Brian, but I am actually with Josh on this one.
I don't think Tom Hardy is bigger than Halle Berry
The peak
was.
of her popularity was Swordfish.
Yes, and it was because of one scene.
Yep.
So, yeah. Do we want to talk about the trailer? Listen, the third trailer, they put more white stuff in his suit. The suit looks, I mean, like, not the suit, the symbiote looks better, and the joke at the end
still
was
looks
terrible.
like trash.
The
It's
joke.
still, I mean, who's not going to see it on their A-list account?
Yes, we'll all see
It's
it.
going to be free
We'll see it.
I am contractually obligated to see it.
because it's a comic
It's not a
book.
question.
I don't need to be happy
Right.
about it.
Like Teen Titans go to the movies.
And I still don't think I'm going to see Venom at all. And I know for a fact I'm never going to see Carnage in this movie.
Yeah.
Except for maybe a stinger after the credits.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
All right. But what about Teen Titans Go to the Movies?
I would
What
love
about
to
it?
hear how that went, by the way, because I know that you went with Clan Burns.
Well, and my son sat on the other, like I was next to Brian and Christian was on the other side. So I have no idea what conversations may or may not have been happening over there.
He was very attentive. I think he said one thing to me and I can't even remember what he
He
said.
doesn't talk. He watches movies.
Good. Kid after my own heart. But I will say this. I kept on looking over at him to see when I'm supposed to laugh because I was just like, is this funny, kid?
There was more filler in that movie than like South Park. You know what I mean? Like it was just it was just nonsensical songs, and then there were some funny parts, not many. The story was kind of shit. Nicolas Cage was all right. But overall, like the best part of it was the Teen Titans in the cutscene at the very end. Like, oh, they might be coming back. Woo-hoo-hoo! That was. I mean, that was cool. That was very cool. I thought
the Stan Lee cameo was pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay.
Wait. Stan Lee had a cameo in Teen Titans.
Two cameos.
Two cameos in this. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Wow.
There were some deep cuts. There were some like deep comic book cuts in it that I was like,
Challengers of the Unknown.
Nobody in this theater gets that reference but me. Okay. Great. But other than that, I mean, it was
a Teen Titans Go movie. It was like if the Animaniacs were superheroes. Is the only way I can
experience.
Were the waffles referenced?
Movie.
Did they mention?
Yes, the waffles were referenced.
Yeah, of course the waffles were referenced, and then afterward there was brunch.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So it was good.
And which some of us had waffles.
Well, I'm glad at least it went well.
The experience was fine. It was with the Burns clan, so I enjoyed myself. It was a shitty movie.
The Bernstein's went to a shitty movie, is what happened.
Well, then, since we're talking about movies, let's do this. Let's talk about the world of movies and TV in a segment that we call Screen to Stream. And we're starting with, I think, what is the final nail in the coffin? The final nail in the coffin for MoviePass, RIP. That MoviePass, well, as we talked about last week, was shut down, and I had to pay to see Skyscraper. I had to pay. And then I went to go see Mission Impossible, and it was like, grayed out. They were just like, the only time this happened before was when I went to go see Red Sparrow, but I could go to another theater. Is when they were fighting with AMC. I could go to another theater and see it, and I did. But there was no way to see Mission Impossible with that. And I looked at MoviePass today. There's only 2 movies I can see with my MoviePass. To which I said, okay, well, this is officially over. And then you get the news.
Is one Ferdinand?
I don't know, but I stopped caring once I saw it wasn't anything good.
I am shocked that Brian doesn't have like a giant sign saying "I told you so."
Told you. Listen, here's the deal. I rode this train for such a long time. You got more than $100 out of this,
and you extracted every red cent that you could. You cheap bastard!
And the only money that I spent was from like a VC firm. And guess what? I'm not crying that I spent VC money at all. But here's what they did. This is what they did. They came out and they said, "Hey, listen, we're sorry for not telling you what was going on. We're sorry. But here's what we're doing now. We're going to up the cost from $10 a month to $14.95. And major releases are going to be 2 weeks after they're in the theaters." To which I said, fuck you. It's time to get AMC A-List. And I subscribed tonight. And I will be using it tomorrow. It is done. I still have the MoviePass because I have the annual plan, so my price doesn't change. I don't have peak pricing, so if I take a family member or somebody else with the movies and I can use it, I will. But it's over. They had to borrow $5 million, right? They are cutting the availability of your movies now, and they are upping the price. So nope.
Remember when AMC A-List got announced 3 months ago, and they were all like, "Oh yeah, we're so much better because we have access to more theaters."
AMC
but
was
now they have access to none of the movies.
We've figured out what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, and we're implementing.
Yeah, right, and the app too is buggy. Right now, I'm loading MoviePass and it says there are no movie screenings at this time, and I guess maybe because it's
no movies for anyone forever.
Maybe it's 10 o'clock. Maybe that's the reason, because it's 10 o'clock. There's no more screenings for the day. But yeah, not good. And they sent an email to everybody.
You know what's wonderful about A-List?
Yeah,
I can reserve a ticket 6 days in advance.
Ahead of time. Way ahead of time.
There's no need to sell A-List.
I don't have to follow MoviePass's advice and please check availability before I leave for the theater.
That's the best part right there. They sent an email and they asked you, "Hey, listen, before you leave, just make sure you can actually go see the movie." To which I said, "No, this is what I was promised." The hell with you. So it's over. It was a great ride. Again, I stole a bunch of venture capital money, and I feel real bad for my friend Rob, who just got the MoviePass as a gift last month.
Sorry, Rob.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry, not sorry.
But anyway, listen, the stock went down almost 40%.
Did you give him the gift? Did you give him that gift? Because that's a terrible gift. You knew this was dying.
I didn't give it to him. It was not
okay.
me. No.
Sure.
I would never do that. So it's over. Movie Pass. Listen, I had a blast. I saw a shit ton of movies on your
Is this
dime.
the part where we all learned the valuable lesson that you learned throughout Movie Pass?
No, I'm just saying this is great. Thanks for the memories. I appreciate it.
I feel like Green Day's, time of your life.
No
should be-
Green Day.
I was gonna do I Will
no
Remember
Green Day
You.
ever.
I will remember you.
Oh, that's even worse.
All right, you know what's even worse, man? All right, hold on, let me get this voice on. All right. Whoa, man, there's some bogus production problems on Bill and Ted 3, and it may not be happening? What? Is anyone surprised by the fact that Bill and Ted 3 may be having some problems?
Is the problem that Keanu Reeves is too much of a badass now to be doing Bill and Ted?
That probably is the problem. Like he forgot how not to act.
Yeah, like he forgot,
Like
that
back
he's
then, he
shooting
was
John Wick
actually
3?
just being him, and he can't figure. He lost that. He lost.
Oh my
that
god, what
man.
if John Wick 3 is a backdoor to Bill and Ted 3? What if he's just, like at the end of John Wick 3, he gets into his magic time booth and disappears? I'd lose my mind.
Gonna get that dog, man. I'm going back.
Yeah, you go back
he
and
said
save the dog.
Keanu Reeves said, quote, I really love the characters, and I think we have a great story to tell. Part of it is business stuff, financing, rights, deals, nothing creatively. He said and then took a sip of his tea. So, yeah, just, it's probably not going to happen. That's fine. Can you make 1 million more John Wick movies, please? Just 1 million more of them. Just don't stop making those movies.
Yeah, make all the John Wick movies.
Just keep going until at some point I'm dead. And then when I'm dead, you can stop making them because I won't be alive to appreciate them. And that's it.
Well,
speaking
Keanu Reeves
of
is immortal, so
It's true, he is.
speaking of movies that we love and want to see and think are a certain thing, Bruce Willis was roasted
Yes, he was.
over the last few days, and at the very end of the roast, I don't know,
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen this, but Bruce Willis emphatically stated that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's a fucking Bruce Willis movie. Now, I don't think those two are mutually exclusive, so I'm going to still consider it a Christmas movie, but I get what he was going for, and I thought if you haven't seen the roast, go watch it. It was pretty funny.
You don't have to see the whole roast. You can just watch the end.
Yeah, watch the highlights.
Yeah. I don't need to hear how Edward Norton was bashing Marvel during that time, too.
yeah, I read the articles.
I wanted to make a movie that was as good as the worst Chris Nolan movie was. So, fuck Marvel. All right.
Oh, you're super butthurt. I mean, it's just a roast.
Like,
Face
yeah,
value.
for him. Like, why? Like, why is he bringing that up?
Because it's a roast and you can say whatever you want.
But make
He's brought
fun
it
of,
up multiple times since.
Make
It's
fun
ridiculous.
of like cop out. Like, make fun of that stuff. Like, don't like stupid. Whatever.
I didn't hate Cop Out.
I didn't hate Cop Out. I really disliked it, but I didn't hate it. You know what I did hate? I hated Alf. I'm on record.
I didn't like Alf either. I
Not
thought
an
it was
Alf
dumb.
fan.
I don't like
Well-
anything that eats cats. Why are you eating cats?
Yes, sign me up.
I knew you would be on board for this because you have too many cats. So
'Cause he
Alf
eats
would help
cats.
you with your cat's problem.
He doesn't have too many cats. The ratio of cats to males is very low in the palatial estate.
Oh, I forgot to take that into consideration.
Yeah.
But listen, this is just another thing of TV apparently doesn't want to do any more original ideas and just reboot everything. I hear you, Laura Burns is getting intense. It's getting too much. Alf from Warner Brothers TV. Does Warner Brothers TV mean the CW? Am I going to see Alf on the CW?
It could mean the CW, or it could also mean CBS.
Ugh, well, go to CBS. Stay the hell away from the CW. Alf will somehow be in the Arrowverse if he's on CW. They'll make that tie in somehow.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Really? Do you want to see Cisco work with a puppet? Is that what you want to see?
But I think it would be funny to think about.
Why are they describing, like, they use the word titular to describe Alf, and I just think it's a poor choice of adjective. Sorry. The word jumped out and smacked me right in the face, and I went, that's not the right word.
Is it what would be the right word?
I don't know, nominal, marginal, anything. This is like, it's
the
like
show was called Alf.
I know, right, but like they're saying essentially he's an honorary head of the show, even though the show is called Alf. It's really about the family. So I get what they're saying,
Right.
but I don't like the word.
Well,
And as someone who appreciates language, this particular journalist, I think, is shit.
and what I'm hearing too is editor of Variety, get the hell out of here. Let Josh do this.
Sorry.
Step aside.
Sorry, guys.
Step aside.
Sorry. I didn't mean to take it sideways. I know Brian's waiting for Alf to eat cats. I watched one episode of this and I pulled the ripcord, and that was as a child. I was no.
I remember enjoying it as a child. Not saying I need it back. I don't need it back.
As a child, what were you, like 5 when the show ended?
He was very advanced for his
Dude,
age.
it was running reruns all throughout me
thing was
growing
on
up.
Oh, they ran
syndication
reruns of
forever.
this piece of shit?
all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, like wasn't this part of like the NBC like blockbuster week of shows, right? And they highlighted Alf, and it was terrible. No, okay.
You say it was terrible, but it was a very popular show.
I mean,
Not popular and
it had
terrible
5
are not
seasons. It
mutually
had 5
exclusive.
seasons. I don't know how popular it was. It had 5 seasons.
It was really
5
popular.
seasons is syndicated.
Yeah, it was really popular. Don't deny the success of the show. Just the show was bad. It
I'm
was a bad
denying
show.
both the success and the validity and quality of the show.
All right.
Denying, I am a denier.
You'd be wrong on all accounts.
This is a topic that I know Brian doesn't care about one iota, and I don't give
I will
a shit.
lean back in my chair for this
And
bullshit.
I don't care because Josh Stephen Moffat is bringing his wonderful non-linear narratives to HBO for the Time Traveler's Wife series. Now listen, I know the Time Traveler's Wife maybe not be your favorite movie or franchise or idea, but Stephen Moffat telling a non-linear story on HBO, that should just be enough. Like, who cares what the IP is attached to that? That sounds awesome. And I need your thoughts.
Well, I mean, having never seen the Time Traveler's Wife,
How about I sell you with Rachel McAdams and Eric Bana?
nope, hard pass on Eric Bana.
All right, that's fine.
Except for that poker movie with Drew Barrymore and whoever played his father. But
Poker, I barely even know her.
oh, that's funny. I am on board for Stephen Moffat doing an HBO series for sure.
He said when he wrote the Doctor Who episode, "The Girl in the Fireplace," it was actually a response to the novel "The Time Traveler's Wife." And then when the author,
the girl
wrote-
in the fireplace was a species trying to break through
yeah, but there
from
was,
another plane.
right.
Was that the topic of the time?
There
travel?
is some of things get wibbly wobbly, timey wimey very quickly in the Time Traveler's Wife. There, Josh.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, it didn't seem to me like that was the plot. A species trying to break through and kill all of humanity
There was at one point a father trying to
that were
reach
powered
through-
by gasoline.
Yeah, I get
essentially.
that. The father trying to break through a dimension in order to see the daughter that he never got to see because he died. Spoilers on Time Traveler's Wife, but
And also
That was-
Interstellar.
right,
apparently.
yeah, but that was before that. This is
No,
2003.
I get it.
So, really, listen. I'm intrigued. I liked Time Traveler's Wife. Surprise! I like the Time Traveler's Wife. Is that shocking to anybody but the new listeners?
No,
and I love Moffat and I love HBO. So
I do love Stephen Moffat, and HBO generally can do no wrong. I'm on board.
there. Hey Brian, I've got a topic to reel you back in. Maybe this will work. Let me cast this line. Let me see if this works. Chris Hemsworth. Huh?
Oh, he's Thor.
All right, you set up.
Well, he's
Tessa
a lot
Thompson.
of things, but yeah, he's definitely Thor.
Tessa Thompson is also in
Valkyrie.
many
She's
things,
Valkyrie.
but
She's
she's Valkyrie.
Valkyrie?
I know.
Well,
she's Valkyrie.
they're pulling a Barney Stinson. They're suiting up for the Men in Black reboot.
That's all you had to say.
I don't think it's a reboot. I actually think it's a continuation.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not.
it's a reboot.
I don't think they need to reboot it.
I don't think so either. The IP itself lends for
I think they can take
New
what
agents all
I
the
think they
time.
can take what J and K did and move forward. Right?
Jay could be the new Zed.
Zed. He could be the new Zed.
That's what I'm saying. He shows up in 2 scenes and that's it.
Well, so could K.
Well, yeah, either one of them could show up again.
I'd rather see Tommy Lee Jones
Whichever. I don't
as
care.
the new Zed,
Either way.
not Will Smith.
I'm on board.
Too young
I
to be
guess you're
Zed.
right because Emma Thompson was in Men in Black 3, wasn't she?
She
Yes,
was.
She sure was.
Oh. So maybe it isn't a reboot. But there's some other stars that have been attached, and the only one that means anything is Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson's attached to the new Men in Black movie.
Did someone
Is he an
take his
alien?
daughter?
With Kumail Nanjiani as well, which I think is the only other person.
Did
to
an
do this.
alien steal his daughter?
I'm sure at some point. something
or
like
is
that
Liam Neeson an alien whose daughter has been kidnapped?
Oh, he'd be fierce.
Oh.
He possesses a certain set of skills.
He does, and now they're intergalactic skills.
Right.
There's just a screenshot of them on monitor, so like it's nothing crazy to.
So we're not going to see a new Zed. Emma Thompson's gonna reprise O.
Who knows? I don't think the
No, she's in charge. She's in charge.
Yeah, but wasn't okay? I guess you're right.
She's in charge. She'll be in charge, and she'll be O. And then we'll have Thor and Valkyrie as agents, which are amazing and funny together. And there's a ton of chemistry there.
And J&K can be fucking off somewhere and show up in one scene. Like,
Oh man,
That's
if
fine.
they showed up in a scene, I would shit my pants.
me too.
On purpose, actually. I'd force it out. I'd force it out. If it wasn't ready to come out, I'd force it out.
Dear Patreon members, we are not making that one of our movies because I'm not sitting next to a man that does that. Just not doing it.
Like what's his name? Tuco's uncle in that scene from
Right.
Breaking Bad.
Yes, and the scene for Breaking Bad.
That
yes.
would be what I would do.
That's gross.
On
I-
purpose.
Hey, guess what? June 14th, 2019. I'm busy. Whatever it is, I have that thing. You know that thing I told you about? I had that thing.
I'm busy sitting next to a man pooping his pants.
June 14th, 2000. That is close enough to my birthday where I can say, "Hey guys, for my birthday, I want everybody to go see Men in Black." And you'll have no choice because I call birthday dibs.
Birthday dibs.
I have no argument for that. Fuck. Well, good news is I got like a year to think of my way out of this. So
And buy a mask or something.
why? Hold on. Why am I buying a mask?
In case I shit myself on purpose right next to you.
So I can disguise
CJ, the
myself.
mask is very useful in blocking smells.
Man, I'm sure you can't smell anything with that thing on
No,
your face.
CJ, I've lost all sense of smell because I was born in darkness.
I guess that's true.
There's nothing to smell but darkness.
My for I have no segue. I'm just gonna move right on. Our next topic has a comment that is 100% accurate to it. New sleeve. Who dis? Because Altered Carbon has gotten renewed for a second season, which will now be starring Anthony Mackie.
Good.
I didn't watch the first season.
You should.
I
It's
know.
good.
I know I should.
It's good.
It seems a bit heavy, and I wasn't
Yes.
at any point in the mood for that. So if I get in the mood for something heavy, I will watch that. However, the changing from what's his name, Rick Flag to
Joel Kinnaman.
to Falcon here, that seems like a good idea.
Yeah, and I mean the whole concept allows you to just change the main actor every single time if you
Yep.
want. We talked about this when it first came out.
It's a little bit like Doctor Who. You just change the actor, but it's not the character doesn't change. You just
Character,
change-
same thing.
Yep. So
Same psyche, same everything.
yeah. So I'm on board for that. I liked Altered Carbon. I had some problems with it, but I liked it. And
I really enjoyed it.
I'm very excited to see season 2. I think that's I think you can work some kinks out of the system at that point and just make it a great show and a 100% must watch for everybody. Because there are some people I'm like, you won't enjoy Altered Carbon. Just move on with your life. It's not for you. But if you get it right, it could be one of those shows that everyone talks about on Netflix. So very interested to see what they do. So last year there were rumors of a Judge Dredd TV show.
Didn't we talk about that?
I think we did. And like I know
It was a year ago. You know what, listener? Go back to episode
No.
I don't know, 89 and tell me if we talked about it.
Well, we're at 162. Just subtract 52 from that.
Okay. 110. Go back to episode 110, maybe 109, who knows. In that general vicinity. Forget my comment about starting at 152 earlier.
started this one.
Start at this one and let me
But
know
if you
we
listen to
talked about this.
152 and you came back to listen to this one, I'm so sorry. We have some more homework for you, and I apologize. I
I think on 152 we just trashed Samsung a bunch.
think that's what we did for a long
Yeah,
time.
it was
It's talking about cord
it was
cutting.
cord cutting Samsung and
Yeah.
trashing Samsung more.
Yeah, pretty much what it was.
So look, Judge Dredd, the first one wasn't good, and the second one wasn't good. And
The first one was amazingly
First one-
bad
was right.
really
Was so
good.
bad. It was good.
It was
went
so
all
bad,
the way
it was good.
around.
The
and
second
became
one
great.
was awesome.
It wasn't awesome.
I did
It
not
was.
see the second
Even Lena, what's her name? Lena
Hetty.
Headley. What's her name?
Lena Headey.
Hetty. Couldn't
Hetty.
save it. Couldn't save it. No matter how sexy
It was
she
a great
was
movie.
as a badass like underworld gangster boss. Super sexy.
You're wrong.
The reason I'm bringing it up is apparently the show has completed a pilot script and 2 full seasons are planned out.
Great. This needs to be on like Netflix or HBO.
What channel is what I want to know.
It needs to be on one like a network where there can be a lot of cursing and blood and violence and
it's
death.
the only way it kind of goes.
Yes,
through.
I'd be on board for Netflix or HBO. I'd be on board for Cinemax too, but I still wouldn't watch it. So
I would. Gimme.
yeah. Give Brian
And-
all the Judge Dredd.
And here's the other part about it. Carl Urban has not been confirmed nor denied about reprising the role. Like they haven't said no, but they haven't said yes. So that's still kind of up in the air. That maybe because I think he really enjoyed that property. Like
He really enjoyed it.
he had a real big attachment to it. So I know he would probably champion himself to reprise the role.
Yeah, he's not doing anything right now, is he? Let's do it. Let's do
no,
it.
I don't think so. I
Carl,
think Star.
just be Judge Dredd. Just do it.
They're not doing another Star Trek.
I don't think Star Trek's on track. I don't
Even
think
if
anything's.
they are. They're doing a Star Trek 4, but even if they are, he can film that in the off season. Come
Yeah,
on,
that's true.
Come on, Josh.
It's not doing a whole
Film
lot.
Star Trek in the off season.
Yeah,
That
He only
seems
needs
like
to be on set
seems like
for
a
2
bigger
months.
priority than this piece of
They
shit.
just need him to go. I'm a doctor, damn it, not a insert.
has nothing to do with priority. He legitimately just needs to be on set for like 2 months. He can film a TV show at the same time. People do it all the time.
Yeah, duh. Like, come on, Josh. How do you not know that?
Especially if it's like one of these 10, 13 episodes HBO Netflix series.
As a representative of Mr. Fox, he clearly knows what goes into a shooting schedule.
Yes, I know.
Between so many
Mr. Fox has a very tight schedule between all of his TV shows. I mean, he's got the Shazam show, Can You Beat Shazam, that he films on a regular basis, as
Wait.
well as the movies that he does.
Sorry, hold on. That's my flash flood warning. I'm sorry, he has a show called Can You Beat Shazam?
Yeah, it's a game show.
On what network?
I don't remember what network it's on, but it's legitimately named that tune. Only Shazam's also trying to name that tune. And
I actually know a guy who interviewed to be on the show. It's hosted by Jamie Foxx. So I work with this guy. He and his buddy did the whole like application process, interview process. They fell just short and got a recall for the next season. So they're going to interview again.
Mr. Fox was very impressed with their prowess.
They're going to interview again.
Is he a coin flip bimbo?
And
Is that
here's
what
the
he-
thing. Here's the thing. I should interview to be on that show. I can beat Shazam most of the time.
Do you have to sing part of the lyrics like that show with Wayne?
No,
Brady
man.
or
You just have to
whatever it was?
listen
You
and
just have to listen and say.
You have to beat Shazam to the punch, right? So
I think when it's in your wheelhouse, you would have no problem. But if they put on some like Rihanna pop song bullshit,
I love
you'll be
Rihanna.
lost.
Love Rihanna. I know a ton of pop because I have an 8-year-old daughter. So like all that Rihanna, Demi Lovato, like Cardi B, all this bullshit that people listen
Your
to.
daughter listens to Cardi B?
Anything that's on, if it's on Kiss FM 104.1 or the New York one, the whatever that 101, whatever it is, both my kids listen to all that shit. So I listen to all that shit.
Here's what I'm sensing. I obviously have to get some songs together, and we have to test this theory in a couple weeks.
Agreed.
So I don't know how we're gonna skirt copyright for all those songs, but we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get the logistics nailed down. Patrons, if you're on patreon.com/thatkindofnerd and you're a patron of ours, I would love to hear what you think could beat Josh Burns.
Yeah, stump
when
the
it comes to
Schwab.
Shazam.
Go ahead.
Stump him. I want to hear what it is. Moving on, though, this was something I was kind of sad to read. Josh, you have talked and kind of been a nice champion for some of the ambassador. Wow, let me try this again. Josh, you've kind of been an ambassador for Amazon Prime Video set up for getting pilots greenlit, which is greenlit, and I did it again.
Are you
The
talking
hell's
about
the
pilot season? Amazon pilot season?
Yes, Josh,
No,
you've been a
you
big
did it
champion
correctly.
of pirate season.
Pirate season. Arg.
I'm just keeping it in.
Shiver me
Oh,
timbers.
I do love me some pirate season.
I've kept it in. I'm trying to say, Josh.
Give me some plunder.
Josh, you like the way that Amazon does pilots, where the people vote.
Plundering the seas with Amazon.
They make one episode, and then the people go, "I like that," and then you like that, and now they're not doing that anymore.
Well, and I can see why they don't do that, because essentially, if you produce a show and put it out there, it's likely that Prime Video watchers will just watch it, right? Instead of you putting all the money into producing one episode and people go, I don't like this at all. But if you had done 10 episodes, they would have watched all 10 and said, I don't like this at all. But you just watched all 10 anyway.
Right.
So, like, here's the thing. Come out of Prime season where things like Sneaky Pete, One Mississippi by Tig Notaro, which I loved.
The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Man in the High Castle. I didn't watch the Miss Maisel thing.
The Tick.
The Tick
The Tick.
came out of Prime pilot season. Like, there's been a bunch of good stuff, and I think Jack Ryan is kind of a product of that as well.
Well, no, Jack Ryan was the one show that went straight to series.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is the impetus for producing a show like
Gotcha.
Jack Ryan came from the success of what they've done during pilot season. Look, Sneaky Pete, still nobody knows about Sneaky Pete.
Yeah,
and then you tell people about Sneaky Pete, and they're like, holy shit, this is amazing.
And speaking of which, it got renewed for a third season. So we are officially getting a third season of Sneaky Pete. Brian, what do you think about this change, though? What do you think that the fact that it's going to be just kind of like a normal setup? Is this about time, or is this taking away something unique from Amazon?
Brian gives no shits.
You don't watch Amazon, so I know you don't give a shit.
It's not that I don't give any shits. I would like to use my Amazon more often if the menu was navigatable.
Oh, it is the worst.
It is the worst interface.
Worst interface ever.
No matter what no matter what box you have.
Yeah. So no, I don't think there's anything being taken away from it. I think they should do more original programming, because what I've seen, I've enjoyed.
Right.
It's just not as easy to use as Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
If everything could be as easy to use as Netflix, I would watch everything all the time.
Nothing's as easy to use as Netflix. Like, even HBO is dog shit.
Yeah, HBO's
I know,
bad.
that's what I'm
Hulu's
saying.
bad. Yeah. The Roku channel.
I can navigate Hulu a little bit easier.
It's still not great.
No, Hulu's the second best.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's like Netflix,
And then 50 other gaps.
a
Right.
gaping chasm, and then Hulu,
Right.
and then another gaping chasm,
Right.
and then everything else.
Right. I agree. So,
Ripley's gaping chasm is what's in there.
Paul Castillo, that's for you, buddy. That's for you. Well, since we're done talking about the world of movies, it is my favorite segment. I like to go around the internet. I love to find the weird and the obscure. Then I ask these gentlemen for a tech perspective. Now, before anybody yells at me, let me finish my sentence for this topic. You're just gonna trying to set up a topic in your. Now, listener, what I need to still.
I like when he goes like part Wookiee.
My favorite part is after there was smoke coming out of your mouth because you were vaping while you were doing that. So it's like if my modem caught fire, and that's why I made the.
That's my
That was
favorite.
dialing attempt 15 out of 5.
That is my favorite part. It's always my favorite.
So my before anyone yells at me, hear me out.
No.
No
Parents
one's yelling.
are
Who's yelling?
hiring. There's going to be yelling.
No one's yelling yet. Why do you think we're yelling, CJ?
Parents are hiring Fortnite coaches to help their children level up and become better Fortnite players. So, before everybody else, the reason they're doing this is for a couple things. Number one is they need to make their kids better at it because they get ridiculed when they suck at Fortnite, which is the obvious part. But just like you would for a baseball coach, a dance coach, a vocal lesson, or any of those fine things, there's money and scholarships on the line for kids who are good at Fortnite. So people are paying about $10 to $20 an hour for these coaches so that they can be better at Fortnite, all in the name of scholarships. Where was this when I was in high school? This is what I could have used.
Okay.
I'm just hoping my mom listens to this and hires a Fortnite coach for me.
If there's like if it's a thing that can make a child more successful, more marketable, and it requires a coach, I'm okay with it. Can you help me out just on one thing?
Yeah, what's that?
What is Fortnite? Here's what I know about. Here's all I know about Fortnite.
Please.
There are dances.
Yes, there are.
There are dances.
There are dances.
And I know
times.
that my son does one of those dances basically as he's idly standing about. And if
I've seen it.
If you watch any group of, let's say, 9 to 15-year-olds standing around in a circle talking to each other, they will just be, while talking, idly doing this dance.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I think it's ridiculous. But beyond the dance, I have no idea what
Brian,
Fortnite is.
Please hand this man his tech perspective and explain Fortnite to him.
Behand you explain it, Brian. Could you tell me whether or not I'm going to hate it? Because if I am, let's just not talk about it.
Well, I can't weigh in on whether you're going to hate it or not. It's very simple. It is a online battle. The type of game is called a battle royale game, where just 100 people drop into a place and last man standing wins. That's all it is.
So you throw guys over the top rope, and then the last guy in the ring.
Open field.
It's an open field.
You said battle royale. My only reference is WWE.
Yeah,
okay,
no.
Not like that. You drop in with nothing. You have to cultivate items and weapons and things like that, and you fight each other. Last man standing wins.
It's like Call
and
of
there's also
Duty,
some building of
You
forts involved.
find weapons and kill each other, and so it's the Hunger Games in
Yes.
and
a
then
video game.
The field shrinks.
No, I have just validated my decision not to let my children play this game.
Right. And it's available on Xbox, PlayStation, iPhones, Nintendo Switch, everywhere.
Now let me also qualify my statement here. It's for me, it's about not wanting my children to think of the world as kill or be killed, strongest survive type place. I don't want that. However, I believe strongly that the skill set needed to succeed in an environment like that is totally marketable in the defense of our country. So, while all these kids are getting scholarships, they will be recruited.
Oh yeah.
Right? And that's what I want. I want the best and most talented strategists defending me. That's what I want. I'm totally behind this 100%, but not for my children.
I feel like if you've ever read Ernest Cline's Armada book,
or if you actually watched the 1988 classic, The Last Starfighter.
Yes, that too.
I've done neither of those.
You'll understand that that's probably what is happening, and one day it'll.
The Last Starfighter.
It seems like Ender's Game to me.
Similar premise, except
The Last Starfighter is about a kid who got really good at this game. He was the only person who beat this game, and it turns out that it was placed there as a recruitment opportunity for an intergalactic space battle that he gets recruited into.
As far as I'm concerned, that's all these games are.
Right.
All esports is just recruiting for spec ops. That's
you hear
all
that,
it
TD?
is.
You hear that? That's what your job is. Your job is to videotape all that stuff. So that
and I'm
government
totally fine. I'm totally fine with parents identifying a special talent and coaching that talent into a career that they will make a lifetime of. I am super okay with that, especially when it comes in defense of my freedom. I'm all about that. And look, that's what this. Tell me that's not what this is. Like
I can't, but I assume you're right. I'm assuming everyone would be really good at drone fighting very quickly.
That's exactly what I'm like. I just want people who are smart and good with strategy to elevate that skill set and do bigger things with it.
Is there a reason there's now 3 black vans parked outside of my house? Is there a particular reason why there?
Beyond your off microphone proclivities, no, I don't know.
All right, because my NK Ultra training was kicking in, saying that's a bad sign right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're trained to hunt you, so
they probably, you know what it is? Probably a bunch of kids who are good at Fortnite sitting outside my house, and since they're waiting, they're probably doing those dances.
These are some crazy dances, and I was in I spend some time in parking lots from time to time because I have to go into places and then make notes and things of that nature. And you'd be surprised how often you see kids just idly standing by doing Fortnite dances. And I only know the Fortnite dances from the YouTube video of the guy that does Fortnite dances at like out in public spontaneously.
What are you watching on you? I'm not going to ask. Fine, sure. I don't know how you stumbled upon that.
Just
but no, it's fine. You stumbled upon it, and that's your life.
It was from Reddit. Like, I got it on Reddit, and there's a guy that just like spontaneously in the middle of a busy street does Fortnite dances while people are going, "What the hell is this shit?"
Well, you know what, Josh? It's funny you brought up Reddit because that leads perfectly into our next topic, which was a post that you found that has console prices adjusted for inflation. And
yeah,
I would just like to say this is a really shocking list, mainly because the Atari 2600 was, just for inflation, $796?
1977. So the price in imagine this. The price in 1977 was $200.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's
talk.
crazy. The other part too is I have to go write a letter and thank my parents because I saw the NES, which by the way has been officially confirmed by Nintendo as being said and pronounced NES. Just letting that happen. It's wrong, but whatever.
It was the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES.
Right. The NES retailed for $200, but in today's money is $412.
Yeah,
right?
Today's money. But think about for a second. That was 1986.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9 years after the Atari 2600, 9 years after, same retail price, $200,
right,
and half the inflated price of the Atari. So this list I thought was incredibly interesting.
Yeah,
just from a holy shit, what were we spending our money on?
Right,
the Neo Geo adjusted for inflation, $1,100.
Yeah, I'm looking at I'm thinking through my history of what my parents did for us. Got the NES, I got the Sega Genesis, I got the Nintendo 64.
You went
Super
from
Nintendo.
an NES to a Genesis to a 64. That's poor.
We had them like.
That's poor. No. I've never owned a Sega product. I'm glad I never did. The Super Nintendo was superior to the Genesis in every way.
I never owned a PlayStation until 2006, and I bought that with my own money. What I'm saying is, I have to go thank my parents because they spent a shit ton of money on my gaming habits, and now that I really understand how much money it is, I should definitely call them more and say thank you.
Like outside the Wii products, well, let me provide this generalization. The Nintendo products are the best value adjusted for inflation.
Yeah.
By far the best value. Like outside the original NES, the SNES $200 price, right? Adjusted for inflation, $332, right? You've got the GameCube
and 64.
Where's the 64? I missed it. Yeah. So $200 to $289.
Right.
GameCube $200 to $259.
Right.
The Wii $250 to $284, and the Wii U $300 to $300 because nobody liked the Wii U ever.
Well, also
it's pretty recent,
2012, right?
But also, it just there was never an appreciating value of any kind.
To be fair, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One kept their original price too, and they were 2013, the year after. So I mean, dollar's not that bad.
They haven't evolved at all. That's what's bothering me. Nintendo has always been the best value and will always be the best gaming systems as far as I'm concerned for fun and just, not killing people. Really.
All right.
I don't know, man. You stomped the fuck out of some Goombas. Just saying.
Yeah, but they always came back. There were more Goombas that came after. They're fine. All you did was stomp them. They just had to coalesce a little bit.
Here's what I'll say. Part of going on to this gaming console pricing and kind of how it works. I've always wanted to own an arcade cabinet, right? As a kid, it's kind of your goal to own like Rampage or to own.
I have one very specific game cabinet I want.
Okay, what do you want?
There was an arcade game of X-Men that was one of those double-sized arcade cabinets because you could play up to 6 players on it. And it was right in like 1989-ish it came out when the pilot for a new X-Men cartoon that never got off the ground was coming out. And it was awesome. And I wasted so much money on it and I want it. And it's several $1,000s. I've looked into it.
Well, here's the deal, Brian. Amazon, right, has the ability to buy some gaming cabinets that have multiple games inside of it, so it's not just one game. But they're going up for $1,000.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And Walmart now has arcade cabinets available to pre-order, the same ones,
like $300
for $300.
Yeah,
Are they they're the same ones?
They're the exact same ones that are on Amazon. But
What kind of games am I getting for $300?
So I see, just from my quick glance here, I have one that has Rampage, Gauntlet, Joust.
Galaga, Asteroid, Street Fighter, Centipede.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That man's playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice. We did.
So they're the arcade 1-up that are available for pre-order right now for just $300. And I mean, as we just went over the cost of consoles, that is less than an Xbox. That is less than a PS4. It's way less than a Nintendo right now.
I mean, my ideal man cave has minimum one of these.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that you're like,
Right,
oh,
just
yeah.
friends can gather around and play a bunch of games, especially multiplayer games.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
$300, not bad. Brian, buy it and put it in storage, bro. Like, or
But then I have to pay
put it
for
in-
the
if
storage
Brian,
unit.
if you could
Put it in a Blockbuster for the
$300, for $300, if you could get like Super Street Fighter and 2 other games, or Rampage, Gauntlet, and Joust, or Centipede, the Commando game, like
Listen, I'm all for the gaming. I just don't have the room.
in your palatial estate.
It's getting quite tight in the palatial
All right,
estate
we're gonna
right
come
now.
over. We're gonna do like a comic book liquidation.
No,
Yep,
no,
and
we're not.
We're gonna also take down your shelf of DVDs.
Wrong.
I think the
Wrong
easiest
again,
solution
Josh.
is we just sell Ben.
No, I refuse. I refuse. Wait. Do you know where Ben is, Brian? Or have you located? Where's Ben? Where's
Currently-
Ben, Brian?
He's currently watching Deep Space Nine in the other room.
All right. I feel fine. I feel fine. If you know where Ben is, I'm okay.
So listen, I'm very interested. I think someone should buy us one, right? For our studio. I think someone should give us.
You mean your closet?
the $300? Hey, in the eyes of the listener or the minds of the listener, we're all in the same room together.
I don't know, man. I can't fit in that closet. Not especially with all the shit you just put on the walls.
You got a mask up there. I'll never enter that closet.
Yeah, there you go. Moving on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is our time for our final topic of the week. Really, I guess I can say that. It's a topic where that kind of nerd gives a topic, a product, whatever, the third degree in a segment that we call the nerd degree. We don't have a theme song for this one either. We need theme songs. Give me your theme songs.
I'm not a dancing monkey.
I'm not
it
talking
just
to
happens.
you, Brian.
You kind of are a dancing monkey when it comes to theme songs.
You are. But I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to you, listener. Yes, you.
3
If you're
theme
stopped at the red
songs.
light right now, I know you are. I would like you to think of a jingle and send it our direction at nerds@thatkindofnerd.com. Thank you. I appreciate it in advance. This is an interesting concept. There's a company called Little Bits, which has... Of course.
Christian's he's gonna dine out on that for a week. Little bits?
Little Bits.
Oh,
Listen,
that's
they're
good.
a nice company.
Mm.
What they do is they actually make these little kits that you could put together. Everything from a night light all the way down to cool robotics projects, and now they've themed it with Marvel, to which you can now make an Avengers hero kit, which looks like an arm of Iron Man's armor. Am I missing? Is there other ones, or is that the only one?
That's the only one that I've seen.
But this is an interesting way to teach kids how to code, right? Because there's some coding involved in an iOS app, how to fabricate some things and put it together. It's recommended from ages 8 and above, so it gets people kind of involved in it. It's got light power, teaches you a whole bunch of stuff. It's extremely interesting, and I think it's way overpriced, but other than that, not bad.
Really? Have you actually read the article or looked at the pictures?
Yeah, for what they do, that's really cool.
But they're
Tell me why
my
it's
problem
stupid,
with
Brian.
this is that they are marketing it as like an Iron Man gauntlet. It doesn't look anything like an Iron Man gauntlet.
Well, I mean, not only that, but like iOS already has like Swift
But that's only on iPad.
and I don't give a shit what it's
On
on. Like what are
Playgrounds is only available on iPad.
What are people using for this thing?
You can use an iPhone. You can use an Android device. I think you can use
Oh
Android.
yeah, I'm already out. Like, the moment you say you can use multiple operating systems,
nope, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. It is iOS only.
iOS only. Okay, you brought me back in a little bit. Look, here's the deal. If it teaches kids to code, I'm for it. However, I think that Apple already has a great platform that is native that really explores a ton of coding options. If this is a starter kit, maybe a lead to something bigger, okay, like,
yeah.
I mean, I can get on board for it if the cost is affordable. I don't see the cost.
It is $149.
Oh, for what?
For the whole kit. So you get the gauntlet, right? You get the app, and you get all the stickers and stuff to
you
make
get
it
a stand that looks like the gauntlet. I want you to look at the second picture, and the picture of the person actually wearing it. It looks nothing like anything that I would want to build.
No, it looks like a thing with a thing attached to it.
It looks like
hold on,
Tony Stark's lesser known cousin built something.
It looks like the first draft.
Like the first, the
first
rough draft, right?
Right.
Before he got to Mark 1, this is what he had.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not okay with this.
No, I'm not okay with it either.
$150, no way.
I don't think this is as terrible. Listen, I agree the aesthetics are not pleasing, but I still think the fact that it has Marvel, I think the fact that it has the Iron Man thing, the thing that it actually teaches kids to code, it's not just Swift, Josh, it's other languages. I think this is a great way to open the door. And the other products that Little Bits does is actually pretty intriguing. So it's not just like this is their only option. There's a programmable R2D2. I mean, there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can build on.
I get it. But in terms of walking down the street, this is getting splashed on purpose by a Mitsubishi Eclipse who looked at you and then deliberately drove through the puddle.
I don't know why I'm shocked by that. We use the same scale every single week that we do this. Because this segment is weekly, number one, and two, it's always the same unit of measure. This is the little bits on the corner of your mouth after you talk to somebody for about 10 minutes and then you realize you had that schmutz there. The conversation was fine, but all they did was just stare at the little bits on the side of your mouth.
Are you having a stroke?
I am. I really am.
Little bits of confetti stuck in your glitter, stuck on your hair.
Like, all you have to do is give something totally random.
This is confetti in my ravioli. As CJ likes to say. Because it's terrible.
That is a celebration.
No, it is not.
Oh my God, confetti in the ravioli.
When you are
so
celebrating
old.
a special occasion, you eat a ravioli and you throw confetti in the air. That is what you do
my God,
to celebrate things.
Confetti ravioli is so old.
It's exactly what you do when you want to celebrate something. Like
No,
celebrating
it is not,
the wonderful listeners that we have that are giving us support on Patreon.
I gotta tell you, I think that this topic is confetti in your ravioli, is what basically it comes down to. By consensus. I don't give a shit what CJ says. I'm now on board with Brian's rating using our standard measure.
You know what, those not confetti in my ravioli? As a matter of fact, something that we celebrate, which, by the way, you celebrate by eating a ravioli and then throwing confetti in the air, so it's okay. The wonderful people who support us on Patreon.
It's never okay.
Please go to patreon.com/thatkindofnerd, join our Patreon, and not only get exclusive content, not only get swag, but you get a say in what goes on this show. So again, go to patreon.com/thatkindofnerd. Rewards start at just $1. So come support us. We definitely appreciate it.
But at $10, you get to have an extra episode where we go see a movie that you make us see, and Brian tries to have a very critical analysis of the movie, and CJ and Josh say, fuck off, and they do their own thing.
Because it was historically bad.
It's so bad. It didn't warrant a real conversation like that. And listen, this is the last week, I believe, for the poll that we have up where you can tell us what movie we're going to see next. Please don't make it be The Meg. Have some pity on us.
No, if you don't like us, make us go see Mile 22. It looks terrible.
Oh, yeah, it looks awful. Yeah, no, it looks real bad. I just want to say thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work, and we will see you all next week.
If you love comics and sci-fi and technology, television, video games, and fantasy, well, take a listen to our show. I'm sure you'll see there's many points where we can agree. Like that Martha as the plot point was just too absurd, and Apple versus Android is a case to be heard, and that Doctor Strange 2 Fantastic Four was a turd. Well, welcome to the club, because you are that kind of nerd.
This week's seltzer water is a cranberry lime. And this one actually has flavor. No one on the assembly line was yelling at this water. They put actual flavoring into it.
Oh, that's good news.
Not a ton. Still would not recommend the Wise. I would recommend a Polar, or if you're feeling extra crazy, you go ahead and go with a Dasani.
No, just LaCroix, man. LaCroix.
Never LaCroix. No.
LaCroix.
Never LaCroix.
Why not?
Because LaCroix tastes like someone was in another state going, "You taste like cherry and lemon."
I don't know what you like. It's still seltzer. Like, it shouldn't be syrupy and like.
I'm not saying syrupy. It should. If you breathe in, like if you have some gum and then after your gum you go, and you feel the mint, right? But when you're really having the gum, the mint flavor is not like overwhelming you. Your seltzer should have a thing that after I'm done with the fluid in my mouth, there should be something there to say, you've had fluid in your mouth. And that is none of it with LaCroix.
All right. I mean, I disagree, but okay.
Because you go to San Francisco and they've got LaCroix.
They don't have LaCroix. They actually use the Safeway brand, which I like way better than LaCroix. But there is no Safeway here.
Right.
But it's amazing. And I like the berry flavor.
Listen to our new podcast, Seltzer, and we will talk all about that favorite beverage.
You still talking about your seltzer?
Yeah, he's still talking about seltzer.
You know what I'm really talking about?
Seltzer.
I'm talking about the seltzer. Oh my god. I gotta tell you, the LaCroix, I think it is overhyped. I like the Safeway. It's also good. It's a good bargain, so that's also a good choice to have there. The Wise, it's okay, but
Why do you always turn into an old Jewish woman when you talk about seltzer?
Because that's what I do,
because it's fun to say seltzer.
You say seltzer in a Jewish woman's voice. It's hilarious. A lot. It rolls off the tongue the right way.
There's a monsoon happening outside.
Oh, is there really?
You not hear that?
No.
Okay. It's loud.
This is literally why I tell people, this is your first episode. Go to intro.thatkindoflearn. Wow.
Yes, go to intro.thatkindoflearn.com.
Permission to approach the witness is hostile.
Permission granted.
I want to go like Marissa Tomei and like, you think I'm hostile now?
Wasn't even around that model. Wasn't there. It's a trick question. I can't answer it. It's a trick question.
No, the defense is wrong.
Oh my god. Who knew my cousin Vinny would come into our life today?
I certainly did not.
I know, right?